Good evening and Jai Hind. I hope I am properly audible and visible to everyone. Good evening. Good evening, Jai Hind. I hope I am properly audible. Good evening, Avanish. So, good evening, everyone. Now, in the last session, last day also, we have class, and in that we have discussed about some of the things, some of the current affair related topic. One of the topic which was not discussed in yesterday's class was about one nation, one subscription thing, which I am going to discuss in today's session. Okay, that is one of the topic which we are going to take today. Apart from that, we are also going to talk about this Chukryan mission. So you all might have heard about this, that now the government has given this approval for the Chukryan mission. That will be the first topic which we are going to see in detail, that what is this Chukryan mission all about, what will be the objective, what will be the challenges about this Chukryan mission. That is one thing which we are going to discuss. The second thing is about two new technologies. You might have heard about, you might have seen this one thing, that in the prelims examination, sometimes they are asking about different methods of agriculture, And in the recent time, there has been an increased focus on aquaculture. So there again, there is two technologies, Biofloc technology and recirculating aquaculture system. So we are going to talk about these two technologies in today's session. The third thing is high level committee which has approved National Landslide Risk Mitigation Project. So we will see a little bit about this landslide also, that what is the prevalence of this landslide, what is the India's position vis-a-vis other countries, and even in India, which states are more prone to landslides, what steps has been taken. So these three topics are going to be there. Then we will talk about a very important country and some important locations. In this one part, place in use Tanzania. And then we will talk about this one nation, one subscription also. Okay. So yes, greeting from Karolbagh. Okay. So yes, from Karolbagh. Now I am coming in the classes. So I think now you are having no complaints. Now I am coming in the offline classes also. Okay. So good evening, everyone. Now before we start this, like we have this one thing, some questions from science and technology, and there we are taking the questions from the month of April 2024. Okay. April 2024. Now, yes, I am taking only few topics. The reason being, I take those topics which I think that it may be asked in the examination. Some topics are getting repeated in the month of April also. So we are not taking that, like CAR T cell therapy is there or other topics which are there. So we are not taking that because we have already covered that in our sessions. There are some questions from April. In the upcoming class also, we will take some more topics. But yes, in the month of April, there is no such many more topics from science and tech. Hardly around 7-8 topics that is going to be there in the month of April. Okay. So see this question. The term Kessler syndrome is often seen in the news. It is related to what? Yes, a relatively easier question. I think all of you can answer. Kessler syndrome. It is there in the news. What it is related to? One option is option C. One option is option D also. Yes, so C option from Disha and Pragya, and Avnish is saying option D. Anyone else? Good evening. D option and C option. No one going for option A or B? Kessler syndrome. See, when we talk about the Kessler syndrome, why we are talking about this or why we are taking this topic. We have discussed some other terms also or some other concepts also with related to the same theme. The theme being space debris. The theme being space debris. In previous session also, I think last week, I have given you this task also that mentions something about the ISRO's program for management of space debris. Maybe perhaps on Monday or perhaps last Friday, I have given you this task that mentions something about space debris. So in that space debris itself, there is a concept called as Kessler syndrome. Okay. Kessler syndrome. So what is this Kessler syndrome? It is basically a theory which says that with the increasing amount of space debris, there will be a time when space debris will collide with each other, and this collision of space debris will create more and more debris in the space and more collision. So what it is saying, that more debris, then we will have more collision, then this will again lead to more debris, this will again lead to more collisions. So Kessler syndrome is saying that in the space, if we are having more amount of space debris, it will lead to more collision among them, and due to their collision, there will be creation of more and more number of debris. Further, though, debris will increase the chances of collision and everything will go into waste. Okay. So this is Kessler syndrome related to space debris. This Kessler syndrome is related to space debris, where there is a fear that this huge amount of space debris will make this space system unstable. Okay. Now, the second part, consider the following statement with respect to COVINet. It is a network of global laboratories for surveillance of coronavirus spread. It has been launched by World Health Organization. India is not a part of this network. How many statements given above are correct? It is a network of global laboratories for surveillance of coronavirus spread. It has been launched by World Health Organization. India is not a part of this group. So what will be the correct answer here? How many statements given above are correct? How many of them are correct? How many of these statements are correct? The first one is saying it is a network of global laboratories for surveillance of coronavirus spread. Second is saying it has been launched by World Health Organization, and third is saying India is not a part of this network. Okay, one option as A. Only one. Okay. B option, A option, anyone else? What will be the correct answer here? Those all people who are giving B option, tell me which one is incorrect. Which one is incorrect? In question number 2, if we look at the first one, it is a network of global laboratories for surveillance of COVID or coronavirus. This is a correct one. This statement is correct. It is COVID network only, and not just coronavirus, even the SARS-CoV-2 or other variants which are there, they are also being put under surveillance through this COVID network. Okay. So SARS and others, SARS, MERS, they are also being monitored here. Okay. SARS-CoV, that is also being monitored here. Okay. It has been launched by World Health Organization. Yes, it is also true. There is 36 laboratories in 21 countries, which are participating in this COVID network. Okay. India is a part of this India is also part of this. So this statement is incorrect. First and two are correct. The third statement is incorrect. India is also a part of this network. Okay. The CSIR and other two laboratories, the CSIR plus other two laboratories, they are also participating in this COVID network, okay, or COVINET group. Okay. So here the option will be B, only two. First and second is correct. Third one is incorrect. Coming to the third question, consider the following statement with respect to hydrogels. They can absorb and retain a large amount of water. It can be used for targeted drug delivery. These are three-dimensional networks composed of hydrophobic polymers. India is also part of this. Yes, India is also a part of this network. So see this question number 3. Consider the following statement with respect to hydrogels. See, this is one of the important topic for this year. Hydrogels, they are one of the important topic for this year also. You might expect a question around them. Hydrogels. They can absorb and retain a large amount of water. Second is saying it can be used for targeted drug delivery. Third is saying these are three-dimensional networks composed of hydrophobic polymers. So what will be the correct answer there? How many statements which are given here are correct? Okay, in this also B option 1 and 2. B option. Which one statement is incorrect? Which one statement is incorrect? If you are going for the option B, which option is incorrect? Tell me about this one. If you are going for option B, which one is incorrect? Okay, everyone is going for option B. First thing is, they can absorb and retain a large amount of water. This part is true. Okay, this part is also true that they can absorb and retain a large amount of water. So this first point is true. There is no problem in that. Okay. Now the second point is, like hydrogels, they have this capacity. They can absorb and retain a large amount of water. Second is exact definition of this. These are three-dimensional network composed of hydrophobic polymers. Yes, that is also correct. Okay. So they are composed of hydrophobic polymers, and that too arrangement is three-dimensional. Okay. So they can retain a huge amount of water inside it. Okay. Now the third thing is, it can be used for targeted drug delivery. Yes, it is one such thing which has got so many use in the medicine delivery. What it can do is, it can provide medicines. This one can provide medicine in a controlled and gradual manner. Okay. So this hydrogels can be used to provide the medicines in a controlled and a gradual manner. Means it will be releasing the medicines in a very slow manner, in a very gradual manner. That is why it has got medical applications also. Hydrogel are considered to be one of the next important part of our medicines. They can be used to deliver the medicines in a controlled manner at certain specific locations inside the body. They will be releasing very small amounts of medicines from time to time. So that's why they are part of this targeted drug delivery system. So both the options are correct. Sorry, all the three options are correct. Answer will be C, that is all three. Answer here will be C, that is all three. Okay. So this one topic is very important. The hydrogel, it is very much important topic. It is going to be useful in the environmental part also, in agriculture also, in medicine also. So this hydrogel, maybe in the upcoming week, we will try to cover this one topic in detail also. We will try to cover this topic in detail also, all about the hydrogels. So in next week, we are going to do that. Okay. Now, so let's start today's topic. So ISRO has got this government approval for Venus mission, that is Sukryan. Okay. Ab yaad ho raha. Yes. So see, there is one good point which I have seen that, like this is one very good part. When you are reading some topic with the help of question, what I have seen that many of you have been able to retain it for a longer period of time. Many of you have been able to retain it for a longer period of time. So that's why we are even continuing with revision of those topics in a question wise manner. When you are solving the question, you are actually putting some mind behind it. You are actually trying to recall the things, you are trying to think about the topic. So that is one aspect which I am seeing. That's why I am like trying to tell about you those topics through the statements or through these questions only. Okay. So now see, so government has come with this Venus mission, Sukryan. Okay. So Department of Space, this is giving the approval for Sukryan. Now you might be aware about this, that right now we have this Department of Space, which is the nodal authority. Then we have this InSpace also. We have this InSpace also, which gives the authorization. Then we have ISRO also and NSIL also. So these are the four organizations with respect to space in India. This Department of Space, it is for overall planning, for giving approvals and everything. InSpace is for authorization of the space launch or all other things, like if any launch vehicle is going or if any launch is scheduled. So approval comes from InSpace. Then we have ISRO, all of you know about ISRO, and this NSIL, it is the commercial wing, not just of ISRO, but all the other space related endeavors of India. Okay. So that is NSIL. So that is the commercial wing. Okay. Now, that only wrong question. So that's why I think that is a good thing now, that many of you are marking most of the questions wrong. That is a good thing. You will be able to remember it for a long period of time. So make mistakes here so that you won't make mistake in the prelims exam. Now, see here, like what is the key details of this Venus orbiter mission? What we are going to do here? First thing is, when it is going to be there, it is going to be launched in 2028. It is scheduled for launch in 2028. What will be the primary objective? First thing is, investigate atmospheric dust and map the surface topography. Like what are the various features on its surface? That is one thing. And also reading about the atmospheric dust of Venus. Second thing is, study the solar ray X-ray spectrum near Venus. That the X-ray from the sun, how much of it is penetrating the atmosphere of Venus or not. So that is one study which is going to be done as part of Venus orbiter mission. The third thing is, analyze Venusian air glow, like the air glow and everything which is happening, like we have the auroras and everything. So that will also be done. And then demonstrate advanced technology such as aerobraking. What is aerobraking? Aerobraking is basically using a planet's atmosphere to reduce a spacecraft speed and adjust its orbit. Okay. So one technology will also be there, and that technology is aerobraking. Okay. So this is also one term which you should be aware about, that what is aerobraking? Aerobraking is the technology, or it is the ability to slow down a spacecraft and adjust its orbit in any of the planet. Okay. So involve using a planet's atmosphere to reduce a spacecraft speed and adjust its orbit. So using the atmosphere of Venus, we will try to adjust the speed of a spacecraft and also the orbit of it. So these technologies will be tested: atmosphere, surface topography, X-ray, air glow and aerobraking. So these are going to be tested as part of Venus orbiter mission. Also this thermal management in extreme conditions, like suppose if we go at Venus, Venus is extremely, like it is having very high temperature. So there we will also try to understand this, that in extreme conditions, in very high temperature, how we can manage our spacecraft, how we can manage our the planetary bodies or the experimental modules. That will also be a part of this Venus orbiter mission. Okay. So surface topography, the atmosphere, then we will also see about the air glow, we will also see about this X-ray spectrum, and then two technologies, aerobraking and this thermal condition management. Okay. So that will be the objective. What will be the impact of this? Okay. What will be the impact of this? The significance is, like, it will create some scientific discoveries. It will tell us about the evolution of solar system and planetary atmospheric condition. It will tell us about like the atmospheric conditions of Venus. It will also help us to understand like how the different planets have evolved, how the different planets have evolved. Now, why we are still doing this? Why we are still trying to understand that how the different planets have evolved? We know some of it, but we don't know the exact thing. We are still reading about the different meteoroids, the different asteroids, because we want to know exactly what happened, how the planets, how the meteoroids have been formed. We want to prove our theories, and that's why we are also going on Venus. Then this is another part, that there will be climate change insight. Venus is having an atmosphere very much rich in carbon dioxide, and right now our challenge is also carbon dioxide. So we will try to understand from there, like Venus is predominantly carbon dioxide. So when we will study it, we can understand about the greenhouse gas effect also. At the same time, it will also have a broader impact, like enhanced knowledge of atmospheric conditions and even about the Earth's evolutionary history. Okay. So first two major thing is, first we will understand about evolution of planets and all. Okay. We will also understand about its atmosphere. We will also understand about the greenhouse gas effect. So this is one thing which we are going to get from this Venus orbiter mission. But there will be some challenges. There is going to be some challenge also in this Venus orbiter mission. What is the major challenge? Extreme condition. That is the most important challenge. Okay. Here we see that very high temperature and pressure condition can be there, which can compromise the components of the spacecraft. Venus atmosphere is quite thick, having very high temperature also, so it can even result in melting of certain components. So that is going to be a challenge for us. Second thing is corrosive atmosphere. Okay. It also consists of sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid clouds are also there. So they are a risk to our materials like steel, titanium, which we are using in our spacecrafts. Okay. So a corrosive atmosphere is also there in Venus. And third thing is like rough terrain, limited sunlight for solar panels and other technological challenges. This is one part where we have not been able to go before. So this is going to be a first task of ISRO for Venus. Okay. So this Venus orbiter mission Shukriyan in 2028. Okay. Now, any other country with Venus mission? This is one which is for your prelims. This is one thing which you can expect in the prelims exam. Right now, they are not going to ask you about Venus orbiter mission. They are not going to ask you about Shukriyan right now. but they can ask you about the other missions which have been there in match the pair type question on Venus related things. First thing is, we have this Mariner 2, which was by USA in 1962. Then Magellan also by NASA, Venus Express, that was by European Space Agency, and Akatsuki by Japan. So Japan is there, European Space Agency is there, USA is there. Okay. The three countries have their missions to Venus. Magellan and Mariner of USA. Then we have Venus Express of European Space Agency, and Japan has also got this Akatsuki. Okay. So these three missions, these three countries or groups have been able to send it there. What are the upcoming missions? There is this Venus Life Finder, Rocket Lab and MIT. Rocket Lab and MIT, they have got this Venus Life Finder, and also Da Vinci and Veritas. These are from NASA, and Envision from European Space Agency. So Envision is from European Space Agency, which are planned upcoming missions. Okay. And these are the missions which has already gone for Shukriyan, or sorry, already gone for Venus. Okay. These are the countries and their missions with respect to Venus. Okay. Okay. So right now, why I'm not telling this, like the time duration is of 5 years or something. Let it get finalized. Like earlier when we were having this Gaganyaan mission, there were so many predictions that when it will be launched, what will be done. But then you see that over the course of time from 2020 to 2024, there has been a lot of change. That's why we are focusing on what are the objectives and what other missions are there. We are not going in the detail of Venus orbital mission, like what will be used for this and for how many days, how many time. So we are not going for this because sometimes we discuss about that in detail and the timeline changes. Some of the program also changes. Okay. So that's why we have not gone in detail of it. Let it get finalized first, then we will do. Okay. Now, coming to the next thing. Biofloc technology. Okay. So this is one news article. Biofloc technology and also some other technologies with respect to this. Okay. Now, we have this one thing, Biofloc technology and recirculating aquaculture system. So recirculating aquaculture system is quite clear from the name itself that we are recirculating the water. Like in aquaponics, there is one thing called as aquaponics. Can you tell me what is aquaponics? Can you tell me what is aquaponics? Any idea? What is this aquaponics? What is aquaponic system? Anyone who can tell this, what is aquaponic system? What is aquaponic system? Anyone? Plants grow in water without soil. Okay. Yes. Aquaponics means system related to water. Yes. Aqua means, of course, no, it's not sea life. It's not sea life. Sustainable food production system that combines aquaculture and hydroponics to raise fish and grow plants. Yes. So when, yes, that is the exact thing, that when we talk about aquaponics, so it is combination of two things. Okay. Aquaculture, that is one thing called as aquaculture, where we are using the water, and hydroponics. Okay. So it means what you will find that in aquaculture, what we are doing, like In aquaculture, what we are doing, you will find that these systems, like, they are not created in any pond, they are not created in any pond, or they are not created in any such like a natural ecosystem. There will be some houses under which you will find that different levels have been created, different levels, different racks have been created, and there is supply of water continuously. There is supply of water continuously. There is supply of water continuously. Plus, you will find that through the water only, they are also getting this minerals and everything. They are getting minerals and everything. So it is combining the fish and vegetable production in a systematic manner. That on one hand, like, we have production of different crops, like mostly vegetables or fruits, and on the other hand, we have also the fish rearing. So waste material from the fish is going in as a mineral in the agricultural fields, and from the agricultural fields, it is again linked to the fish ponds. So there is a continuous, like a continuous exchange of minerals between the fishes and the plants. Between the fishes and the plants. So that is what we call as aquaponics. Now what we see that now we are having this Biofloc technology and recirculating aquaculture system. We are having this Biofloc technology and recirculating aquaculture system, which is trying to boost the production, promote sustainability, and reduce environmental problems. So what exactly is Biofloc technology? Let us try to see that what exactly is Biofloc. Okay. See, in the Biofloc, what you will find that, like, suppose there is a large tank. There is a very large tank. In that large tank, like this is a closed loop fish farming method. This is a closed loop fish farming method, means nothing is coming from like any other system. So this is like a large tank, and there is use of some microbes. There is use of a specific type of microbe. These microbes has been called as flocs. These microbes are called as flocs. Okay. So what is being done under here? Okay. These flocs, they are converting the organic waste in the tanks into microbial biomass. Okay. Means whatever organic waste is there, they are converting into microbial biomass. What will be microbial biomass? Microbial biomass will be like nitrate, sulfate, etc. They are considered as microbial biomass. So they are adding nitrate and all other things, means the necessary fertilizers for the growth of these fishes. Okay. So what they are doing, they are converting it into microbial biomass, which can be consumed by the fish or shrimp as an extra source of nutrition. So they are converting it into microbial biomass. These microbial biomass can be eaten by the fish or the shrimps, and from there they will get the extra nutrition. Okay. So what we see that this minimizes the need for frequent water change by naturally purifying the water. So see here, whenever we have a tank, you might, some of you might be having aquariums. So in aquariums, you have to change the water from time to time. You have to change the water from time to time because it becomes dirty. It has got a lot of organic waste. It has got a lot of organic waste. Now these flocs, what they are doing, they are turning these organic waste, into microbial biomass, which again becomes a source of nutrition for the fishes which are there in the tank. So Biofloc technology is about minimizing the need of fresh water. So it promotes sustainability and at the same time provides extra nutrition to the fishes also. So that is considered as a Biofloc technology. Okay. Second thing is, if we talk about the recirculating aquaculture system, okay, so it is also recycling the water using advanced filtration technologies. So here again the water is being recycled. Okay. So it will have automated culture tanks with mechanical and biological filtration units. Okay. So here the same water is being filtered again and again through various mechanical and biofilters so that efficient water use and providing a controlled environment for fish farming. Okay. So this recirculating aquaculture system is again reducing the need of fresh water again and again, or frequent changing of fresh water. So there is one thing, that is Biofloc technology, that is used also to reduce the frequent change of water. Second thing is recirculating aquaculture system, which again reduces the need to replenish or change the water from time to time. Now, why we have to read these terms? We see that aquaculture is becoming very much common in India. It is becoming very much common in India, and there might be a question about these technologies, that what is the relevance of this. They might not ask you this one because it is quite common, recirculation. So circulating the same water by filtration. But they can ask you about the Biofloc technology. Like once they have asked about this coral reef, that what is Biorock technology. In similar manner, they can ask you this one also, that what is Biofloc technology. So it is a closed loop fish farming system where we use microorganisms to improve the quality of water, to reduce the need of water from time to time. So in same manner, like they have asked about what is the use of Biorock technology, they can ask you about Biofloc technology also. So from prelims angle, this one topic is also important. If not in 25, then in 26. Okay. Then the next thing is, I hope it is clear that what is Biofloc technology. They have asked about this Biorock technology also. Earlier they have asked about this Biorock technology. So now you can expect question about this Biofloc technology also. Okay. Let us see the other thing. We have got this high level committee for disaster management. Okay. So high level committee approval for disaster mitigation projects, that was also there in the news. That is the context, that the high level committee, which is headed by Home Minister, so he has approved this disaster management mitigation project. Okay. So what is there as part of disaster management? Let us see this. Okay. So there is one thing, National Landslide Risk Mitigation Project, which has been approved by this high level committee. This is something which has been approved by the high level committee. This is something which has been approved by the high level committee. So what is this all about? What is this this National Landslide Risk Mitigation Project all about? Okay. What we see that this project aims to foster a scientific approach to investigate, analyze and manage landslides. Okay. So it is not about like just sending something for relief measures or other things. It is about analyzing, investigating and managing landslides. Okay. Why we are doing this? Because landslide is one such thing which can be predicted, which can be prevented. Okay. So what we see that, like this landslide can be predicted also and it can be prevented also. Many a times we are having this clear idea that in which location there can be a probability of landslides. Some landslides can be random. It may happen due to like very extreme weather condition. But in many other areas, we know that what can be the potential source and what can be the potential solution also. So landslide is one thing. Like there is one common saying, landslide is not a challenge only for India, but landslide related death and loss is highest in India among the other countries. Okay. If we see the death or if we see the loss to the economy, we see that India is like one of the worst impacted countries in terms of landslides there. So what we see that, like according to this ISRO's landslide atlas, which was released last year, what we see that the country ranks among the top 4 globally at risk of landslides. In case of risk, we are at the 4th number. But if you see, in case of the actual loss, we are the leader there. We are the leading country in terms of actual loss. So it means other countries are also having the risk of landslides, but they are able to manage it. They are able to mitigate this. But in India, we are not able to mitigate the landslide related risks which are there. Okay. Now see, so what has been done recently in case of India? The first thing which has been done is, we have just got National Landslide Susceptibility Mapping Program. This was the beginning here. National Landslide Susceptibility Mapping Program. It was initiated by the Geological Survey of India in 2014-15 to identify the vulnerable areas in India. That was one of the first steps, National Landslide Susceptibility Monitoring Program. Then recently what we have seen, that Land Risk Mitigation Scheme, which has also come, it is providing the financial assistance for site-specific mitigation project. Okay. We have got this Landslide Risk Mitigation Scheme by the Union Government, which provides for financial assistance for site-specific, means at each and every location there are different conditions. For managing that, finance is being provided, that how you can manage the risk of landslide over there. And third thing is, there is guidelines by NDMA also, so which has been issued for management of landslide and snow avalanches also, to standardize preventive and responsive measures. Okay. Despite all of this, you will find that in India, landslides are as much common as floods. There are two things which occur almost every year and causing huge loss of life. One is flood, second is landslide. Sometimes both are interconnected also. Sometimes both are there in the same region, sometimes in different other regions also. But landslides and floods are quite interrelated, and they are the major challenge in India right now. Okay. If you see the what technologies are there, what is being done, one is remote sensing. There is one thing which is remote sensing, which we are applying. Remote sensing. So what we are doing the hazard zonation mapping. Like ISRO has prepared the landslide atlas with the help of remote sensing and GIS method. Okay. So we are having this hazard zonation mapping and identifying high risk areas. That is one of the tasks. Second thing is, preventive measures are also being taken. Okay. What options are being done? A structural intervention like retaining wall, slope stabilization, and land use regulation and deforestation prevention. Okay. This one part, retaining wall and slope stabilization. When you write about the landslides, focus on writing these two keywords. Okay. And the third thing which you can write is deforestation prevention. Deforestation prevention. First thing is retaining walls. At multiple locations, you might have seen that some retaining walls have been created, which can reduce the impact of landslides. Suppose that if some pillars, some concrete pillars have been made at different areas, so they will prevent the huge block of land from falling down the slope. So that is one thing. In some of the areas, even the slope stabilization has been done, so that the slope is not so much steep that it causes huge landslide related problem. And third thing is the prevention of deforestation and land use regulation also. Like if you go to Uttarakhand and other places, you might have seen there are so many good hotels or resorts which are created in such a location which is highly prone to disasters, highly prone to landslides. They have been created in such areas which are highly prone to these disasters. People are living over there even knowing that this may be a disastrous one. Okay. So that land use regulation is also must. See, landslides are not a problem generally. Landslides are becoming problem because we are using those areas which are prone to landslides. There are certain areas which are prone to landslides. Landslide is not occurring over the plain areas. There are mountainous areas, and even in mountainous areas, there are certain regions which are having this tendency of having higher landslide risk. So generally, in those areas, human settlements or human recreation activities has to be prevented. But what we see that in those areas itself, we are having very huge number of people residing there. That enhances the risk of landslides. Okay. Then agency coordination, we have this collaboration among NDMA, Geological Survey and all other agencies. So these measures are being taken. If you see the landslide atlas of India, you will find that this is the region. This is the region. Here you have Ladakh, Jammu and Kashmir, some portions of Jammu and Kashmir, then Himachal and Uttarakhand. These are the areas highly prone. On this side, we have Arunachal Pradesh, we have Sikkim, okay, Meghalaya. They are also very much prone. Here you will find Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram. Okay, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram. They are also prone to Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram. Okay. Although in Mizoram you will find that it is not very much prone. It is yellowish, so it is medium risk. Okay. Here also you find that in Mizoram, Manipur, Nagaland, the risk is getting lower. In case of Arunachal Pradesh, it is high risk. In Sikkim, it is very high risk. In Sikkim, it is very high risk. In Uttarakhand, in Himachal Pradesh, in Ladakh, it is very high risk. In the southern side, you will find that certain portions of Maharashtra, then portions of Karnataka, and here in Kerala. These are the locations where there is high risk of landslides. On the eastern sides, you will find that some areas in Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand, it is not very much prone, but some areas are there in Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand. Okay. And here also in Chhattisgarh, in some portions of Odisha as well. Okay. But these are minor locations. Major locations you can see, these are the areas highly prone to landslide risk. Okay. I hope it is clear which areas are there. Yes, Joshimath. We have seen that what schemes has been taken, what schemes has been there for this landslide. We have also seen that what are the areas where we have very high risk of landslides. Okay. Yeah, Joshimath is very much prominent, like it is like sitting on the verge of a disaster. Now, so we have this one country also, like we have this Tanzania. We have this one country, Tanzania, over here. It was there in the news, place in news, Tanzania. Tanzania. Okay. Now, just see here, it is having this Lake Victoria over here. Just above this, you will find that Lake Victoria is there, a very prominent area. It is touching this 0 degree. It is touching this 0 degree. And you will find that Lake Victoria is also sharing the border with Tanzania. If we look at this location, Tanzania is also having Mount Kilimanjaro. Mount Kilimanjaro. Can you tell me why this Mount Kilimanjaro is famous? Why we have this Mount Kilimanjaro as famous one? Tell me this part. Why Mount Kilimanjaro is famous? Why Mount Kilimanjaro is famous? High peak or highest in Africa? Why is this Mount Kilimanjaro famous? Yes, it is the highest peak. Active volcano is also there, and it is also the highest peak in this African region. What we see that it has got this highest peak in African region. Here you have this Lake Malawi also. Okay, here on this side you have Lake Malawi. Lake Malawi. Okay, here we have Mount Kilimanjaro, highest peak. Highest peak. Okay. Then we have this Lake Victoria also, and then this lake is also there, Lake Tanzania. It is the longest lake in this region. You can see Lake Tanzania. Okay. It is the longest lake. Okay. We have Lake Malawi also, Lake Tanzania also, and Lake Victoria also. So if you look at this country, like it is having lakes on all these three sides, and here on this side you have the Indian Ocean region. Okay. So this country is like having its border surrounded by the lakes on each of its side. On the western side also, on the western side also, eastern side also, north side also, and south side also, it is having lakes all over. Okay. So if we look at this Tanzania, what you will find that East African nation. If we look at the bordering nations, not very much important. In the north, we have this Lake Victoria, east Indian Ocean, west Lake Tanzania, and in the southwest, Lake Nyasa is also there, Lake Malawi is there. Okay. Then, if we look at the climate, you know that it is going to be tropical, just near the equator. Okay. Mount Kilimanjaro, a dormant volcano and Africa's tallest mountain. This Lake Tanzania is there. It is the second deepest lake in the world also. That's why these locations, these lakes are also quite much important. Lake Tanzania, it is also the second deepest lake also. Then we have Lake Victoria also, which is part of this Tanzania. Okay. Now, coming to one last topic, one nation, one subscription. Yes, Mount Kilimanjaro, like there are two locations in the world, which has seen the impact of global warming in the recent times. One is Mount Kilimanjaro, and at the same time, we have seen that Venezuela is one country which has now been officially declared to be glacier-free country. It was one country which was having glaciers, but now it has been officially declared as a glacier-free country. Its glaciers has gone now. It is not having those glaciers. Yeah. So its glaciers are completely lost now. Yeah. Now, one nation, one subscription. That is one of the topic which we have to see here. Okay. See, when we talk about this one nation, one subscription. So what is there? Let us try to see it. It has been launched by the central government, and what is the aim? The aim is very much simple, to provide nationwide access to scholarly articles and journals. Okay. Earlier also they were having this access, but then it was like the different departments, the different ministries were involved, and this entire consortium was not working very well. So now we have got this one subscription scheme, one nation, one subscription scheme. Okay. So it has been launched by the central government to provide nationwide access to scholarly articles and journals. Okay. What will be there? It will benefit the higher education institutions and government-run research and development labs. Okay. So even all the scholarly articles which are there, now they can be accessed using this one subscription only. Okay. This will be fully digital and user-friendly process for eligible users. So it doesn't mean that you will get the direct benefit of this one nation, one subscription. In the initial phase, it is going to be for some people only who are going for higher education and higher research. Okay. Third thing is, Department of Higher Education, it will create a unified portal for easy research access. Okay. And this is like how this is going to help. It will help the different institution to update their research material. Like, let me tell you just one example how this is going to help. Suppose we have got this one institution, IIT Madras, okay. And then let us say that NIT in any state, like NIT Raipur is there. So suppose IIT Madras, it has done some research over any such topic, and people who are there in NIT Raipur, they are also trying to research on the same topic. So how it is going to help them? Now they can have access to this entire scholarly article about any topic. If they are trying to research about, let us say, any biotechnology or anything in medical science, anything in physics or anything in chemistry, now they will have one access. Okay. So all the universities, all the scholarly articles will be now available under one platform. So those who are researching in this field, they are going to get the benefit of this one nation, one subscription scheme. Okay. It doesn't mean that if you have taken the subscription of one newspaper, you will get the subscription of all newspaper. Okay. It is not for the general things, it is for the scholarly articles. Okay. So here it will help mainly the research institutions, the scholars, to get access to all the quality contents and research all over the country. The Department of Higher Education, Ministry of HRD or Ministry of Education will be the nodal ministry for this scheme. Okay. So this is one subscription, one nation, one subscription scheme. Okay. A PAR card. There are like you have got all the benefit. I think many of you have got all the benefit. You don't have to worry about all those cards and everything which is being used now. Okay. Achha, some of you might be there in the colleges still. So you might have to go through the same thing, PAR cards and everything. Those students who are there in class 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Earlier it was a quite easy time. You can, like, if you have got, let us say, if you have got 38 marks, if you have got 38 marks in the examination, it was quite easy. It becomes 88 also. Now they are going to face the challenge. Now they are going to face this challenge. Earlier 38 could have been converted into 88. Now the challenge is 38 is going to remain 38 only. So technology has its own challenge. Okay. Thank you everyone. Thank you for the kind words. Yes, Ajay, I was searching for this. Can you tell me like the question one more time? You have pasted the same thing like 65 degrees 78 minute. So I did not get any article with reference to this. I tried to search about this, but I did not get any such article with respect to this. So can you tell me once again what was the issue all about? Because I tried to search about this. I tried to search about the IMO and the International Maritime Organization and India disputes also, but I did not get anything about this 65 degree and other thing. So if you can tell me this, what it was all about. स्कूल में 38 का 38 ही रहता था. Join government school. Okay, join government school. Then अब तो उनके पास भी ऑप्शन नहीं है, but earlier you could have joined government school. There they used to give this on pen and paper. They used to make the mark sheet with pen and paper. So then there was option. How to remember UNHR, United Nations Human Rights. Human rights, like you don't have to memorize all the human rights, only some of it. Only some of it. Okay. This is the previous question of internal security. Okay, Ajay, let me see the question. In which year? 2024? Where it was the question? In which year? In 2024? Okay, I will take this one part of United Nations human rights, that what are the human rights. We will try to cover them in one session. Okay. Was Ajay, this question was of 2024 mains exam or where? Two thousand 24 GS paper 3. Okay, if this was a question of 2022, I will see it. I will see the previous 3-year questions with internal security. I think not in 2022. Let me check about this, because I did not get any article with respect to this, or maybe there was something else. But I will see the question in previous year question from 2020 to 2024. It was mains. It was mains paper or prelims paper? It was the paper of mains or prelims? Central government school. So you choose the wrong school. What can I do? Okay, I will cover that UNHR. Don't worry about it. Those who have chosen a good school, that is your challenge. How much should I study for the CSAT so that it will be enough for the UPSC? See, for right now, for CSAT, what I will suggest that there are two timelines for CSAT. There is one CSAT prior to 2022 or even up to 2022. For that, I used to suggest that read CSAT for 2-3 months, it will be easily done. But the way the question has been asked in 2023, after that I suggest that on regular basis, at least make a target of reading about the CSAT, or for around 2 hours per week. 2 hours per week. Even if you do that, right now also you have got something around 6 months on an approx. So you have like 24 weeks. If you give 2 hours per week or 3 hours per week on math, then you can solve the question. Okay, so I will see that question, Ajay, because in the newspaper I did not get this about 65 or 78 maritime rules. So I will see that in previous year questions and then I will give you the answer. Okay, so thank you so much. Take care and let's meet you again tomorrow at the same time. Thank you so much. Take care.